thank you for joining us today at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Minnesota here at our South Side Club. We are excited and honored to welcome Paul Wirtz, Paul Wirtz, our state president of the AT&T here in Minnesota, as he is joining us to do a presentation of a donation to the Boys and Girls Club. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Paul.
Well, thank you for that introduction and for hosting our presentation today. AT&T is very proud to announce a $15,000 contribution to the Boys and Girls Club of Central Minnesota to support local youth affected by the digital divide. The COVID-19 pandemic has heightened the challenges faced by millions of students nationwide who lack the connectivity needed for online learning. Many students all over the country, including here in St. Cloud, have struggled with virtual learning, either because of limited internet access or a lack of a computer at home. In fact, a recent survey from Morning Consult found that 36% of parents and 39% of teachers said their children had to seek internet connectivity somewhere outside the home over the last year. That same survey also found 73% of parents and 70% of teachers anticipate that traditional classroom learning environment will rely more heavily on technology in the future. This means students without access to technology or the internet of the future will continue to be left behind. That's where organizations like the Boys and Girls Club of Central Minnesota have really stepped up and been instrumental in helping students work through these challenges. This AT&T contribution will support the club's after-school programs focused on addressing the digital divide, including daily homework, help, and tutoring. We're fortunate to have the Boys and Girls Club making a positive difference in the lives of so many young people here in the St. Cloud community. The club is helping develop future leaders of St. Cloud and Minnesota. I can also tell you that as a member of the state's broadband task force, we know full well some of the challenges that communities are facing, and it's really important that we have these type of programs to work with the communities, to work with our children, so that when they go home, they're not frustrated. Learning is an ongoing, not just in the classroom, but at home as well. So to keep that energy and that spirit that we cultivate with our young children, it's very important, and it's really nice to see that our partnership with the Boys and Girls Club is playing a meaningful role in helping these children get ready for the jobs of the 21st century. So with that, I want to thank you for what you're doing. We're very excited to hear about the additional great work you will do with this AT&T contribution. Thank you.
Mary just said, you want me to introduce you, and it's like being with old friends. Hey everyone, I'm Deb. Deb is this. I work in development fundraising with the Boys and Girls Club. It's nice to see you all. It's nice to see people. It's been a long pandemic. So, well, Paul said a lot of great things, and everything you said we're going to do and have been doing and will continue doing. So academic success has always been incredibly important to our kids, all kids, your kids, pretty much everybody. So it's been a focus of the Boys and Girls Club for a long time. We have great learning centers, more so, and most importantly, we have incredible staff who help our kids with one-on-one homework and high-yield learning activities, and everything was so great, wonderful, and then the pandemic hit, and these clubs closed. We were running care at some of our other sites, but our kids were still in need of a lot of help with their homework. So our staff right away started doing virtual homework help and tutoring over Zoom and on phone calls. And you can imagine how challenging that is, because a lot of times homework is done one-on-one, especially reading and math and those type of things. So our staff were doing it, 2 staff, 1 kid. Sometimes, Jerry, I think a family of kids would jump onto the Zoom. So we continued to do it. It was not all that easy. It was difficult, and we probably didn't reach as many kids as we wanted, but the most important thing, I think, is that we were out there trying to stay connected and get our kids the help they needed. And when the clubs opened up again, the digital divide, which actually for low-income people has been around for a lot longer than the pandemic has been around. So lack of access to internet and computers, and that remains a very significant problem today. Our kids are lucky they're getting their devices in their schools for the most part, and then we have them in our learning center. But internet, that's a significant issue. And not just having internet, but having quality internet. So kids need to stay connected if they're gonna be virtual learning. So that was where the Boys and Girls Club, when we opened our clubs back up again last June, we were really able to offer a lot of those services. We partnered with District 742, Sauk Rapids School District as well, to make sure that we had hotspots that we could distribute to kids if they weren't getting them from their schools. So they did have sort of internet at home if they couldn't be in the club. And then when they were able to come back to the club, we were able to provide homework help, tutoring, all of the things I was talking to about before, once they got back into the club. So, and now it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Schools are back in session and looking a little more normal than they were before. So now we're serving more kids than we were throughout 2020 and even probably spring of 2021. So we're back. Better than ever, I don't know, that's a big statement, but we're back. But I know it takes a lot of funding to keep our 3 Boys and Girls Clubs operating Southside, Eastside, and Roosevelt, and we certainly couldn't do it without the support from AT&T and many others. And I know you've all helped in a lot of different ways. Representative Wilgemont, you've done a lot of work for us on a statewide level with some of our workforce development programming. You guys keeping us kind of top of mind to people in the community is critical. People wouldn't even know that the Boys and Girls Club was open and doing incredible things if you weren't continually talking about the good work of the club. So thank you for that. It helps us in a lot of different ways. It certainly helps us on a fundraising end. So thank you for that. So I think that's all I have to say. So Representative Wilgemont, get on up here. Now you say something.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Wilgemont, and I'm proud to serve as State Representative in District 14B, as well as the Assistant Majority Leader in the Minnesota House of Representatives. And it is such an incredible honor to be here today, back at the Boys and Girls Club, on behalf of both the state of Minnesota, but also as a father of daughters who use the Kids Stop over at Talahi with the Boys and Girls Club. I want to thank AT&T for their generosity today and for your years of support and investment in these clubs and in our children. And I think this is just a really good example of how we both publicly and privately need to work together to support our kids, to support the incredible people who work here. This is really exciting. So you've got my commitment that I'll continue doing my part as a state representative and as a dad to give support for the Boys and Girls Club. And again, just really want to reiterate a heart full of gratitude to AT&T for your generosity today, and a heart full of gratitude to the Boys and Girls Club and their incredible team for the support that they give to our families and our kids here in our community. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you, Representative Wilgemont, for coming up, and also for your ongoing support with the Boys and Girls Club. As he had said, and as everyone has said, we could not do this without the support of the entire community. So when we look at the thousands of youth that we're able to support each year, it is because of the strong community support we have here in central Minnesota and clearly across the state to be able to provide those resources. And especially after post-COVID, when we look at the technology challenges that our youth are facing and the academic loss that our youth are facing, to be able to be part of the solution is really empowering. And to be able to help the youth find their great future by participating in the Boys and Girls Club is what we strive to do each and every day. So with that, thank you so much for your ongoing support. A huge thank you to Paul and the Minnesota AT&T for their financial support for our academic support programs. Without that, we just would not be able to continue the programs that we provide, so thank you.